Hey, this is Dan here from Rune Silk, and I'm joined by one other, and that's none other than Damo for show. And this is the BeardMail podcast. So sit back, listen, and enjoy.
Yes, hello, Danielson.
All right.
Welcome to BeardMail podcast episode. I think we're on episode 8 now, are we?
I think it is 8. It is 8. It is. Yes, it is.
We're going to try something new, which we've discussed, but I've already messed it up, Dan. Nobody would have noticed, but this tiny little background tune we're going to have on in the background, right? It was just playing over our intro for the first 2 seconds, but no one will notice, and if you don't mention it, no one will even know.
No.
So how are you, Dan?
I'm good, but I'm really, really annoyed. I've got a splinter in my finger. It's probably the tiniest of thing in the world, but it's causing me the most annoyance amount of pain.
If you ever think that you're too small to make a difference, imagine you're a mosquito on someone's testicle.
Or just imagine being a splinter in someone's finger.
I'm sure there's some much better analogies and other things we could have said about that. But what I'm saying is I get it, man. I get it. It's like a paper cut.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to leave it alone. But
Yeah.
I know it's there. This is the problem. It's there. Like,
It will work its way out, Dan, unless you need immediate first aid, in which case contact 999. But I think we'll be safe.
To be honest, I actually end up butchering them. I end up getting like a little pin and the tweezers out there, and I dig a bigger hole just to get the little thing out. Because believe it or not, a hole hurts less than an annoying splinter. I think it's a metal one as well.
Have you been working hard, Dan? Have you been grafting with your hands?
I have. I haven't even had a chance to. I've always got it. You can't see it on the video, but they're all covered in paint still. I tried to get most of it off, but I was painting. I built a cupboard today, Damo for show, and
Okay.
I got the doors. Well, not well done. Got quite. Thanks to B&Q, I gave them some measurements to cut pieces of wood for me to do the doors. I asked them to do 485 mil. They did them 487 mil. Can you imagine what that does to the doors when you try and shut them?
And makes them about 2 mil too big?
Yeah, they don't shut. They do. One shuts and then the other one overlaps over it, and I'm like, fuming. So anyway, I can talk and get the splinter out, hopefully.
Well, let's not, because I actually have something brilliant for us to talk about, and we are
Right.
into some serious podcasting now, right? Because we are handsome, clever, intellectual type fellas, aren't we? And
Yes.
the last couple of episodes we've done have been interesting, but I'm going to switch it up this week. What
you got for me?
We're going to get deep, man. We're going to get deep. So I thought, and I don't know where this came up, but obviously we've discussed this pre-recorded. But what's all that?
People leaving the office. Apologies, podcast listeners. Listeners.
Just as I was about to sprout the news about what we're talking about. So, in a modern day world, and I have to remember we're a little bit ahead of time, so when this gets released, it's not necessarily the latest up to date. It could be a week or so behind. But in the modern world, I learned that there's lots of division happening, and there's lots of things going on where you can be sort of pushed to decide one way or the other. For example, serious stuff like, are you a vaxxer or an anti-vaxxer? Talking about vaccinations.
You're not talking about Hoovers. Sorry to interrupt. Not talking about the vacuum cleaner.
No, you're thinking about Hoover and Vax, like vaccinations for the nations. And then there's lots of examples of serious things like that, where you can be sort of one camp or the other, and it can cause a bit of division. And I think it's like a political strategy or something, but we ain't getting that deep. So what I thought we'd do, right, to advertise the idea of seeing things from other people's perspectives, because I think that's really important, right? To consider things from other people's perspectives. And I thought a great way to do that might be absolutely hilarious, is to give you something to talk about that you absolutely don't agree with, but you have to try and convince me that you do.
Okay.
And I thought we'd start off really easy, right? Because there's a lot of division in the beard world about beardy stuff. So I thought we'd start with something simple like that, and then move into more serious things, like flat earthing and politics and wars and stuff. So how do you feel about it, Dan? If I give you a subject to talk about where you absolutely think one thing, but you're going to try and convince me of the other. Are you up for it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I can do that.
I think we should absolutely do it. So just for argument's sake, in case we get in trouble with the podcast people and the law or something, I don't know how it works. But so do we need a disclaimer or something? Like these
are not our views. These are just for pure banter. So no, it might be our views, but they're not our views. So don't hate us if you disagree with what we say.
Let's start off easy, right? So I'm going to say it's going to be like a debate, right? And I'm going to try and convince you of one thing and you're going to convince me of the other thing, but you genuinely don't believe it. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to kick off because we did ask in the group and it was actually Sean Winstanley popped this one in. Heated beard brushes, right? So we're talking about beards, talking about heated beard brushes, right? What is your actual, very short opinion, your actual belief that you don't mind sharing?
About heated beard brushes? They work for some people, I guess. I personally, have you ever tried to put straighteners to your beard, Damo?
No.
It sounds like bacon's frying in a pan.
Right, so I'm guessing then, before we give away too much, I'm guessing you're not a massive fan of heated beard brushes. What you've got to do now for the purpose of the podcast is you have got to try and adamantly convince me, like you are an absolute believer, that heated beard brushes are the best thing in the world ever since sliced bread. And you've got to convince me, and I'm going to try and convince you that they're a load of rubbish. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not necessarily our views, but that's what's going to happen. So, Dan, heated beard brushes. Oh, they are terrible. They damage your hair, they do.
Don't be silly. They're absolutely amazing. They make your beard look amazing. And the thing is, though, right, is sometimes looking good is better than health.
Yeah. We're gonna have to say the disclaimer again.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you've got really curly beard, then of course you have to use straighteners, and nothing else works. Like you have to use high intensity, just to get the straight look.
Well, I'd heard from some experts in the field that actually just a medium blow dry with a hairdryer is sufficient to get your beard straighter and a bit nicer.
Well, I disagree because a medium heat isn't enough. Have you ever tried to cook a chicken on medium heat for show? It takes long. It takes too long. When you need a look and you need it now, like everyone does these days. Who wants to wait 25 minutes on a medium heat while they're gently caressing their beard? Like, just get it done. Get out the door. 30 seconds flat. I actually don't know how long they take to charge. Probably about 10 minutes to heat up. And preferably just don't even use any product either. Just let it just dry it out, goes out all nice and straight, and don't waste your time, man.
Actually, I tested and tried some, and I did a little video about it actually. But on the product, it said, do not use any oils or products or anything, because they obviously don't want to get into trouble by people using the beard heated brush on particular products and them having a reaction or an effect. So it actually says not to use anything, and I was like, well, that sounds not sensible, because if you just put heated brush straight onto dry beard, it's gonna burn it and damage it. But that's what it literally said on the instructions. I was surprised it said that, but obviously you think that's a good idea.
No, absolutely. So if you're going to use straighteners, really getting into this spilling there, I will get it out by the end of this podcast. If you're going to use straighteners, don't use product. However, use product post straightening. So actually, I'm going to agree with what they say in the instructions. If you use a beard oil or a butter whilst using high heat, essentially it's like cooking. Like, what do you cook with, right? Oils,
chicken
and fat. What do you cook a chicken with, right? You fry it in a bit of oil, right? So if you're going to apply heat to your beard and oil, technically what you're doing is cooking your beard. So but you should straighten your beard and then post apply the product.
But I think, as an experienced beardsman, I do think that all beards are different, and not all beards should be straight. I think a lot of beards look nice, natural and curly, and I believe you should embrace what your face looks like, and don't fight your beard. If it's a curly beard, don't fight it and make it straight. And if it's a straight beard, don't fight it and make it curly. I believe you should embrace your beard, love your beard, and enhance it the best way you can without fighting it. What do you think, Dan?
Poppycock, we should all look the same. They all look the same, complete uniform beards,
Yeah.
same length, same colour,
Same straightness for
straightness.
the beard brush.
What's like kinking that beard? Get it out. Go back home. Do that beard again. Go home. Stay home. Don't come out until your beard is straight.
I knew we'd get into politics, but I do think that if you do use a heated beard brush, and it works, I think very soon your beard will naturally fight it, and it will go back to curly again. So I don't think it will stay straight all day.
No. You have to do it at least 5 times a day, as recommended by me. So you start the day, comb, cheeky 11sies, comb, 1 o'clock lunchtime, comb again, 3 o'clock, every 2 hours basically. While you're out and about in person, you should definitely use a heated brush. Like it has to look impeccable. Like you can see, look at this, before straightening brush, after the straightening brush. That's almost magical.
People listening on Spotify.
Oh, you can't see.
Now, they're going like, what is he talking about?
For those on the those listening, I was actually straightening my beard with my fingers.
So beard straighteners, right? So these heated beard brushes, these heated beard straighteners, I mean, obviously they vary a lot in price, and I think personally that they're all made in the same factory in China, and they probably cost about £2. But some people might say, I mean, you might be one of those persons. Is it wise to spend lots and lots of money on these products?
The more the better. I mean, if it looks the same as everyone else's but costs more, it's better.
Yeah, I get.
Like,
you are convincing me, actually.
It is 100% better, and if it's got a cheeky little logo on it, even better. If it's branded and twice the price of everyone else, it's going to do the job just even quicker.
It'll be even better.
It'll be 5 times better, at only twice the price. What more can you really ask for? I mean,
I only went quiet because I was thinking I need to go and buy one right now. I think you have actually convinced me that I need to go and buy the most expensive heated beard brush that I can and use it regularly on my beard. I think I'm convinced, Dan. Is there anything more you can say just to tip me over the edge? Huh?
Can you wait till I release one?
Are you going to do one?
Yeah, I'm going to do one now. I've convinced myself that I should do one.
On the premise of what we've just discussed, I think you should make it 3 times more expensive than anything out there on the market.
and tell them it's twice as good.
Yeah, and slap a Rune Silk logo on it, and it'll be bosh.
It'll be amazing.
And people can use snippets of this podcast show from what you've said as part of the marketing campaign.
Too easy. Literally, already created the marketing, already created the ads. I'm going to go and buy one myself. But I mean, some people use, some, like you did hit the nail on the head. People do have different beard. We all have different hair types, right? And some people have really coarse beards. Some people have really soft beards naturally. Some people have really straight beards, and some people have really curly beards. If people want a straighter beard and they're given, then use a straightening brush or other techniques are available.
I don't know where we're at now, Dan. I think we've rounded that one off. I think you have convinced me. So for the purposes of the disclaimer, I'm not sure now whether Dan does actually think heated beard brushes are any good or not, but at least we've had a bit of a conversation. You guys may have been entertained, or you may have been educated. If you are going to go and buy one right now, probably don't.
Just save yourself some money and buy some beard balm.
Do you know what? I've just had a brilliant idea, Dan. I think maybe, because this is another one that comes up regular in the beardy world, right?
Yes.
I think perhaps I should try and convince you that derma rollers are good.
Okay.
So you're now in the camp of you don't think derma rollers are any good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to convince you that they are the best thing since heated beard brushes.
Oh my goodness! What have you seen them derma rollers? I mean, what are they? What do they even do? I mean,
Dan, they are absolutely amazing. I have one word for you: science.
Okay, I'm listening. That's
it. I end my argument. Derma rollers are the best thing since heated beard brushes because of science.
So convince me. What what do they do? Because I mean, I look at it and kind of go, well, surely it's just a wheel, right? That you roll on your face.
Derma rollers are actually micro penetration of needly things that penetrate microly the dermas of the derma roller into your skin. And what it does is it actually makes a hole in your skin, and then brand new hair will grow out of it. So be very careful, because if you slip with a derma roller and it goes on your nose, chances are you will have like 6-inch hair growing out of your nose, like out of the top of your nose. So they are very, they do come with a warning because they are that good. But basically what they do is they stimulate the growth because of science. And basically, if you have a patchy beard, you basically just roll these needles into your face. And actually, it's better if you put some derma roller oil on it as well, because that's
sold
what
separately?
stimulates hair growth. It's called, sometimes it's called snake oil, but it can be called other things. And basically, the holes in your face from the derma roller get more of the oil in, and then basically that oil turns into hair, and then it just starts to grow out of the patch.
I don't really quite know what to say. That sounds amazing. I do like the fact. Does it sow seeds in your skin as it plants hairs, or is it just the oil that turns into? When does the leprechaun come and turn the oil into hair?
Well, you say that, obviously you're joking there using the word leprechaun. I have one response to that, Dan, and that is science.
Science.
So it's actually science. Yeah, that's what.
Scientifically proven. Okay, well, if it's scientifically proven, then sorry, were you about to elaborate?
Yeah, what actually happened, right, is they've done these studies where they take a person with no beard, and then they use a derma roller on him a lot, and then after 6 months, he's actually got some beard. So it's proven that in just 6 months, he has got a beard from derma rolling.
Okay, well, to be honest, well, if that's the case, then I mean, like, yeah, I should probably get one.
No, Dan, you're supposed to say, but he's going to grow a beard anyway because he's just growing a beard.
No, because you really, you convinced me that was the case, and I've got these bits here that I keep shaving. So maybe if I use a derma roller, that will stop me from shaving, and it'll grow the hair really fast.
Literally, if you're unsure whether it works or not, go and get a derma roller, use it on your forehead, and in 6 months you will have beard on your forehead. That's how it works. It's magic. Science. It's not magic, it's science.
Science. Is there one that has does the opposite effect? Or is that just me?
Yeah, no, that's Gillette. Other shaving foams are available.
And also other hair removal tonics. I want to say I'm convinced.
Science.
But I don't believe in it. I just, it's one of those things that I find is the absolute most ridiculous thing. And I am so sorry if there are beard care companies out there that do the beard sets that have an oil. And I've probably pissed on, let's reverse that. I've probably upset a load of people listening who are beard care providers who have derma rollers in their arsenal. But my message to you is just stop it. Just stop it. Why do you think derma rollers don't work?
Yeah, but clearly they do, Dan. I've just given you a good 4 or 5 minute explanation as to why they do work. So I don't know why you're saying these horrendous claims, and whether you've got a disclaimer at the start of the show or not, Dan. I can't believe you'd be so disgusting to suggest that derma rollers don't work when clearly I've proven they worked by saying the word science.
Is it to do with the fact that it's supposed to stimulate the blood flow and therefore to help promote growth? Doesn't magically scientifically make it grow, does it?
Well, yeah, clearly, obviously, I didn't realize I was going to have to dumb myself down to your level to explain it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Being pro derma roller, is it stimulates the blood supply. Do not use it anywhere near genitalia, because stimulating blood supply down there, can you imagine how much hair would grow down there if you were derma rolling every day?
Oh, I thought you were saying it was a replacement for Viagra or something.
They are micro needles. They literally stab holes in you. So I wouldn't risk it down there. Please, if you're listening, don't pay any attention to anything we've said for the last 20 minutes. We might get a little bit more sensible coming up. But yes, on the market in the beard world, there are derma rollers. I mean, we haven't even talked about beard growth oil. I mean, we probably could do that one next if you want, Dan.
Beard growth oil. I don't get it.
Do you want to be for or against?
I'm not sure. Probably.
You'd be
I don't know.
for, even though
For.
you're against. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right,
So wait. Yeah. So yeah.
Let's do it. Right, here we go.
Beard growth oil.
We might have to
Beard
edit
growth
this
oil.
and chop it up a little bit. So, Dan, I think beard growth oil is an absolute load of nonsense. You know, you ain't never going to convince me to go and buy some beard growth oil. But if you can, I'm listening.
So, how big's your beard right now?
14 inches.
You ever thought of being 16 inches?
Yeah, I would love an extra 2 inches.
Exactly.
Is that it?
that's my argument. That's about as good as I've got. No, so beard oil, magical beard growth serum.
Is it magical or science?
It's science. Very much science. What it does is it makes the beard really heavy, and thus it kind of pulls. So it's just it's almost like, because how hair grows, right? If you want a bigger beard, you just have to really gently just pull on your beard, and what it does is it gives you a few mil. If you stimulate this action where you just tug on the beard daily, you're guaranteed to get at least a few extra inches in a matter of weeks, as long as you use the magical oil serum, because you have to replace what you put. It has to kind of like support it. It's like watering plants.
Yeah, because that's where I think you've just stumbled yourself right over there, really. Because you're saying to me that if I want a bigger beard, I've just got to tug it every day. Well, there's things that I tug every day that are not getting any bigger, smaller probably, in fact. However, you didn't even really mention the oil, but like your beard growth oil, I mean, has it got anything different in it to normal beard oil, or why is it a beard growth oil? How is it going to make my beard grow? Because I mean, I've got a derma roller, I've got a heated brush. Why would I need beard oil as well?
Because so let me tell you a little something very, very powerful about science, and it's actually very closely linked to marketing, and what we and it's actually if you look on the INCI on the back and look at the ingredients, they are exactly the same, but it's the way they're added to the bottle with incantations, you see, and marketing. So what it does is the minute you apply marketing to science, it makes it happen.
I'm trying to think of the word. What would it be? Science or market science?
Market science.
Market science.
Markians. It is Markians, ladies and gentlemen. Markians. And what it does is so really what it is, it's just I have so many things I want to say, but I'm trying not to swear today and try and keep it kind of as much PG as possible, because we might have some younger listeners that have beards.
Yeah, but their beards will be really rubbish. So unless they get a derma roller and some beard growth oil and a heated beard brush, they're never going to catch up with us, mate.
We have got indemnity insurance, right?
Yes. Maybe.
We do have to reiterate, guys, if you don't have a beard and you're like 15 and you want a beard like Damo for show, or even if you just want one as bad as mine, don't go and get derma rollers and beard growth oil and straighteners and tell them the world that's because Damo for show and Dan from Rune Silk said it was a good idea. We just have to reiterate that we do not endorse any of the above products. And if you are providing these products, we love you too.
I actually know 2 people that have actually used a derma roller and tried it, scientifically tried it.
6 months.
And that was me and Jamie Cox, yeah. Because making YouTube videos about it, so literally tried it. I did when I started DBFC. I went and bought one, and I bought a heated beard brush because I wanted to use them before I spoke about them. And yeah, it didn't do anything. But then that said, someone could look at me and go, "Oh, Damo used a derma roller and look at his beard." I'm like, yeah, I did. I used it for 3 months. I think Jamie did it for longer. But yeah, I can actually say, like, I've used a derma roller and it didn't make any difference. I couldn't grow any beard in the patchy bits that I've got. So
that's why it didn't work, Damo, for sure. You didn't give it long enough to.
Is that why?
You told me 6 months.
No, I did. I think I did 3 and a bit.
Yeah, but you told me it takes 6 months. Why are you only giving it 3 months, half-hearted?
Yeah, because
attempt at using it?
before I was lying about it to try and convince you.
So, would they make good massage rollers?
If you're into kinky subdom stuff, yeah, they're quite painful if you push
I was
them
going to
out.
say, are they quite paper? So, is it like a Shakti mat on wheels?
Do you know what was really horrible about it is that you're not supposed to get your face wet or anything. So it's like it's so restrictive. If you follow the instructions, like when you do it, you're not supposed to. So you can't like do it before you go in the shower. You can't do it after you've gone in the shower because you can't have anything to do with water. And then you have to like sanitize it and that because you're obviously piercing your skin with this thing, and it hurts. Not like massively hurts, but it's just a tiny little. It just seems very wonky. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you reckon someone's sitting there, like in a factory somewhere, and they're gone, I know people that will buy these. Probably for
I
like
think it's just
25 quid as well if we tell them it makes their beard grow. Sorry, dude.
it's a crossover, isn't it? It's just from beauty and that. Like it probably does some good stuff for your skin, but I think ultimately, like you say, with a lot of these things, they are market science. And I've always said, and this has been legit now, anything that promises beard growth, there's no way you can scientifically prove it. Because even if you did have a clean shaven man and did derma rolling for 6 months and then measured the amount of beard he had and then clean shaved him again and then did it without derma rolling for 6 months and then measured the amount of beard he had, there's so many variables in them two tests. You can't control it. You can't test it. It would never actually be a scientific test because, and it's the same with biotin, it's the same with minoxidil. Like you're never going to actually be able to test that it works. So you've got to be a very brave or naughty company to actually stick on your label that it will promote beard growth, because I don't think you can actually prove it to a level that I would be happy with. That's my point.
Yeah. No, absolutely. A lot of people say a similar thing, even with beard care products, right? And I think it's one of those things I say, if you look after the skin around the hair will look after itself. Don't try and treat the side effects. Well, no, that's wrong, isn't it? What is it?
Symptoms.
That's it. Don't treat the symptoms. Focus on what's actually causing
Root cause.
it.
Yeah.
And if you look after that skin and your hair starts to grow more, then that makes science.
And it is a lot about
sense.
A lot.
I mean, it isn't about it. Well, you say that. My dad hates the fact that I've got this beard because he could never grow one. He could grow a really awkward 70s horrible tash, and that's about as far as he could get. So it must be my mum's side. But my granddad didn't really have much of a beard either. Maybe it's Rune Silk products, guys.
What about the postman?
That's just a good point, actually. Postman had a pretty sick beard. In fact, I'm sure my uncle Richard had a really good beard.
Yeah, it looked exactly like me.
Yeah, devilishly handsome.
Wasn't really my uncle. Anyway.
We digress.
We do digress. I genuinely feel that when the question comes up on Facebook all the time, and I hang around in the Facebook groups, but all the time people are, how can I grow my beard quicker? How can I, what are the things? And loads of people spam and loads of stuff. But I genuinely feel the most sensiblest people that put the best advice are things like it's time, patience, and whatever the good Lord has given you, because it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like people. It's going to just adjust the laptop there. Probably bad screen etiquette today. People want it now. Unfortunately, beard growth is just one of those things that you can't have now. It's like a 6-pack. Oh, I really want a 6-pack for my summer holidays. It's June. Probably should have started in December. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Just take time, and not only that, you've got to get through that phase that everyone hates, and that's a bit that most people struggle to get through. So I think we covered that in another podcast recently, episode 5 or something.
Dan, we're at 29 minutes, right? So we could wrap up and be done, and that would actually be quite a good episode. I think we had a little giggle there, and I think we've given some salient advice, but mixed it up in such a confusing manner that nobody will have a clue what we're talking about. However, I played this little game in DBFC once where I got somebody to try and secretly convince everybody else during a live that the Earth was flat, even though they were hell bent on thinking that it wasn't flat. How do you fancy, Dan, for 5 minutes, giving that a go? Do you think you could convince me that the world is flat?
I can, but it's going to be more than 5 minutes. It's totally flat, man. It says so in the Bible.
Yeah, but we've actually sent people up to space and I took a picture. It's definitely round.
Have we though, Damo, for show? Have we actually sent them to space, or is that all just green screen kind of stuff? I think it was there was a very interesting video actually about the moon landing, which is relevant to the flat Earth. Actually, the moon landing was an absolute farce. The flag waves were about all sorts of stuff in the wind, apparently, and something along with the bubbles. You can see bubbles in the water. Of course, there's loads of water in space. It's all filmed in a swimming pool. So the biggest argument for the flat Earth, though, Demo for show, is the fact that when in war, when they are firing a sniper rifle, for example, right? A guy with a sniper, he's there, he's like finger in the air, checking the air out, gets his distance. He knows that the bullet's going to drop. He doesn't go, hang on a minute, we'll take it, get out that curvature yet. My guy's shooting a mile down the road. Does not take into account Earth curvature. It's the same with mortar shelling as well, in any arms and shooting stuff. We never take into account Earth curvature. Why would we? Because it's flat. The other thing is Statue of Liberty. There is a part of New York where you can see the Statue of Liberty, but you should not be able to see the Statue of Liberty, Damo, for show. Because
if the Earth was round.
Exactly. The Statue of Liberty would, of course, disappeared. Now they say, oh, but the horizon, it dips. No. It's perspective. It's all perspective. You know, you start stepping back from stuff starts getting smaller. Eventually, you can't see it. You get closer and closer and closer, zoom it in. I'm sure there's actually someone done it with a camera. They're kind of going, oh, look, there's a ship. Oh, no, the ship's gone now. It's like, the Earth is completely flat.
That ship, though, didn't it just actually like sail around the world? Like it headed west and just kept going, and then it went all the way around.
No, it was anchored. It was anchored offshore, but you couldn't see it. You could only see a little speck. The other thing as well is it's quite known for that airline pilots know. They know. Why don't Americans fly straight to Japan? Why do they go to Europe and then to Japan? That makes no sense. That's like getting on the number 42 bus to town, but the number 42 bus takes you to the nearby village. You then go to the nearby village, which is half an hour on a bus, to get the bus from that nearby village back to your town.
What's at the edge of the Earth?
It's just the ice ring, isn't it? It's just a ring of ice.
Well, all the way around.
Stops all the water running out, falling off. It's like a big cup.
What's on the underside of it then? If it's flat, like how thick is it? How deep is the ocean?
The ocean's very deep. I mean, the Earth isn't flat. You know, you got to remember, right? It's not like the Earth is like a piece of paper and it's just a flat plane like an MDF board or something like that. You know, it's just it's more like the shape of an eye. It's a bit like.
It's more like the shape of a tennis ball.
No,
it's
a bit more like that.
For the podcasters listening in, Dan has just drawn what looks like a UFO on a page.
Grain of rice, like a grain of rice. It's not completely flat. It's not complete. It's not a circle. It's not like a perfectly formed marble, is it? I mean, you know, there's no chance. No chance.
How does the sun go around the Earth then, if it's flat?
It actually doesn't. So what it does is it goes around the Earth in a circle at the top. It actually moves around. It's a little bit like a fixed plane. So if we picture the sun is on my piece of paper here, the sun is there. The sun spins around the Earth's center, and what that does, and that's why, you know, we have the different seasons.
How many people are on planet Earth?
I don't know. Many millions, billions, and stuff. Right, so isn't it like 8 billion now?
Yeah. And how many of them believe that the Earth is flat?
74.
74 billion of the 7 or 8 million
people. 74 people believe that the Earth is
only
flat.
74 people.
No, there's a lot more than that. So one of the other reasons why we will never be told the truth that the Earth is flat is that it's easier to just keep telling the lie. That the
Yeah.
Earth is round. You know what? They're not going to go, oh yeah, guys, we totally dropped the ball here, and not the Earth-shaped ball. That's more like a frisbee, 175 gram pro frisbee at that. And it's the same. It's the same as the moon landing. They can't go, oh yeah, we didn't really do it. They can't do it now, can they? The lie is so deep, so deeply ingrained. It's the same as the flat Earth. Why do you think we can't go to Antarctica? Why can't we go to Antarctica?
We've been to Antarctica.
Who has?
Well, Sir Ernest Shackleton had a good stab at it. There's quite a lot of explorers have been to Antarctica. Amundsen was the first man to the South Pole, beat Robert Falcon Scott actually, and then poor old Scott demised on the way home. But Amundsen didn't, and also Amundsen was the first person to fly in an airship to the North Pole. So he's done the South Pole and the North Pole. Norwegian fella, cracking guy. So he knows that it's round because he's been to the North Pole, and whichever way he walked after that was south, and that wouldn't happen with the flat Earth.
Again, Damo, it's the compass is valid, is made up. It's completely designed to throw people off. There's one of the big things, the big red flags for me is the fact that nobody is allowed to take ownership of Antarctica. It's like this magical, thou shalt not own or step foot. Yet every single big superpower, like in the world, China, Russia, tropical, the West, have all got battleships stationed in Antarctica, and you're not allowed to actually fly over it. So if planes or boats go out towards Antarctica, F-16s get scrambled and turn them around. What are you doing? What are you coming over here for? I just want to have a look. Why? Well, I want to see if it's flat or round. I've been told that it's flat. I want to go and have a look. No, you're not allowed to go and see that it's flat. Why? Because we've told you it's round.
I did read that there are flat Earth believers, people that believe in the flat Earth, all around the globe, actually.
All across the globe, not all around.
Honestly, it was a tweet, and then somebody had put that like the Earth is flat, and then his argument. Someone said no, it isn't, and then his argument back was, yeah, we've got flat Earth believers all around the globe.
That's quite funny, but that's just being silly.
Dan, I tell you what, you know a lot. You know a lot for a.
I dived in the rabbit hole quite hard. I actually did. I have watched documentaries after documentaries, and I go into quite a lot of the. I go quite hard, quite deep. We could talk about a lot about stuff that's we've been lied to, Damo. We've been lied to about loads of stuff. It's the same as was it a friend of mine sent me something? I think it was like St. Paul's. It might be St. Paul's. Basically, one of these mammoth citadel type churches that was geometrically perfect, something that we can't actually really achieve today. But yet you're telling me that guys that literally took a dump in a hole and used to ride horses could do it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they weren't getting their MDF from B&Q, so it was a lot easier to get the measurements right.
Very true, very true. But that's an episode in itself. You look at some of the crazy stuff that mankind apparently achieved 500-600 years ago. When if you think 500-600 years ago, let's look at Britain. We weren't exactly the most intelligent folk. We couldn't really even speak properly. We learnt most of our languages from other countries, words, but yet we could pretty good at building geometrically perfect triangles.
Could happen. Maybe this is a subject for another podcast. Myths and myths and truths. Just to confirm, Daniel, in case people are listening, do you think the world is actually flat?
I don't know.
Not sure. Never been all the way around it.
To be honest, I'm one of those that kind of like until I see it with my own eyes, I don't know. I want to believe. Yeah.
Next question: are you going to bring out a beard growth oil from Rune Silk that is called Marcus Science?
Yes.
Because that would be wicked. What flavour is that? Marcus Science.
Marcus Science, and it comes with a matching beard brush.
Oh, you got anything new coming out from Rune Silk soon?
Yes.
Nice. What is it? Can you tell us?
I can probably actually, but maybe I'll wait till it comes out. Cosmetic Product Safety Report is on its way back. It's a little bit different. I just want to put it out there. I don't think anyone else has got one. So if anyone out there goes, "Oh yeah, I was thinking of doing that," don't. All right, stop. This is my product. Get off. Yeah, it's coming out soon. It is actually in the scent of Elements Earth, but yeah, it's been tweaked slightly. It is a cosmetic product.
Is it going to be called Market Science?
It's going to be called Market Science. It's going to be called. It's going to be called Flat Earth.
I like that. That's a nice twist. No, because you got obviously all the elements: Earth, Flat Earth. You could make another one called Round Earth, another one Not Sure Earth.
So just keep going for along the Earth vibes, really. But we've got Elements Earth, which is round. So we'll do Elements Flat Earth, which has been tweaked slightly. It's the correct scent.
Yeah.
It's the truth. But yes, I can. Exclusive BeardMail.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Unless people subscribe. Subscribe right now and Dan will tell you. Go on, press that subscribe button. Pop, put your notifications on. Pop, like this. Pop, drop a comment in. Pop, right, they've done that. Go on, Dan, tell them.
It's an aftershave balm.
An aftershave balm from Rune Silk. When's it coming? What's it going to sniff off?
So it is based on Elements Earth. I've tweaked it slightly so that it's more cologne based. It's still quite subtle. A few people have already tried it, had some good feedback already. So now I'm just waiting for the cosmetic product safety report to come back. I'm hoping it will come out on the 1st of April. And we probably should cut this because it would actually make a really funny like April Fool's release, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Doing an aftershave balm. What do you mean doing an aftershave balm? What are you shaving for?
It's up to you then, actually, because you get to edit it if you want to edit it out. But I'm thinking, actually, I do like that April Fool. But actually, thinking about it, I've only just realised what you mean by an aftershave balm, because I was just assuming you mean like a normal balm that smells of aftershave. But you don't, do you?
No, as in an aftershave après-massage.
Like I could just rub a little bit onto my wrists like this to smell nice, and a little bit just under my ear, like that sort of aftershave balm.
No, as in like have a shave and then you put aftershave balm on.
So have a what?
Exactly. Do you not shave your balls?
Yeah, but not with Rune Silk Earth's round ball Earth shaving. What is happening, Dan? What is happening?
You will when you try it. Yeah. So obviously, I shave my top line. Some people shave their necks.
Yeah.
Some people shave. You know, we have some products that you don't just have to have a massive beard to enjoy. You know, people shave their legs, armpits, whatever. You know, it's just a really nice, refreshing aftershave balm. It's a nice product. I just thought I'd try something a bit different, something that most beard companies aren't doing because they focus on just oiling the beard.
Yeah, I like it. So, what's it going to be called?
It's called Rune Silk Aftershave Balm.
Just Rune Silk. So, yeah, the marketing team spent a lot of time on that one.
It's Elements Earth. I just went about it a bit. I went about it a bit weird. I think it's mainly because I really like Earth at the minute. I should have started with air and then water and then Earth.
Fire.
I really like Earth, so I was like, I'm just going to release Earth first, and then I'll work on the others later.
Nice. Well,
It's
that
also-
is an absolute BeardMail exclusive, Dan. And this BeardMail episode will be out before April the 1st. So maybe people are like, maybe it'll only be like a week or so. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get some. You're launching it on April the 1st, hopefully.
Well, it all depends. No, probably not actually. So I'll probably have to edit it out after all of this, because it's all dependent on getting the product safety report back. I can't get the labels done until I get the cosmetic product safety report, because obviously then the cosmetic product safety report then dictates what's on the ingredients, and any allergens and stuff has to go on the ingredients. So I can't get the labels done until that's done. So that has a big roll-on effect. So it could actually be summer.
Okay, well, let's pretend we never even mentioned it then, because someone will just copy your idea and do it quicker than you and then be first.
But it won't be legit then, will it?
No, because we said it first on air, so it's all legit. It's all legit. Right, so let's just mention our disclaimer again, Daniel, because we've got 20 seconds to go.
Yes.
Everything we said in today's podcast was a load of horse shit. And we'll see you next week for if you tell us what to talk about, we'll talk about it. If you don't give us ideas, we will come up with our own crazy stuff, and it's weird.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and
Yeah.
also just to reaffirm that the views of our debates today were no one's.
Correct.
So you can't sue us because we don't mean it. It was all a lie.
That said, if you've enjoyed the debating format, we would be up for having other subjects to debate. And when I say debate, it's not really a debate. It's more of a laugh about us saying what we don't really think, which is weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did it, Dan. We did it. That's another podcast episode done. I'm going to say bye for now, and I'll let you say it also.
I'll let the outro do my bit.
Oh, okay. Here we go then. Boom.
Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.
See you in a bit. Bye for now.